Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS in.form. I'm your host, Bill Potter. Joining us in the studio is Kyle Rupert. Kyle is the Executive Director for the Jasper Arts Program. And Kyle, welcome to the show. We're getting close to the end of the year. So the next thing you know, we got to start planning for other years. Your performer series is decided for the 2022-2023 year. So you're working now on the 23 to 24 year.
Yes.
But before we start thinking about that, we got to get through this year. And you've got some Christmas shows coming up.
We got some holiday-specific shows coming up. Get everybody into the spirit, if you will. So take a break from your holiday shopping and your holiday parties, and add some merriment to your evening. Yeah. Coming up in November, we've got Second City. They have a holiday-specific show called Jingle Bell Ruckus. And if you're not familiar, Second City is a group of young comedians and actors who are on the up and up, who improv their way through a lot of hilarious situations. And that's going to be at the Astra. So it's going to be a great setting. We had them here in 2020. Spring of 2020, before the world went crazy, and it was a sold-out show. So we're on our way to that now. So I would encourage, if you haven't gotten tickets yet, don't wait.
What's the date of that show?
November 19th.
So that's right before Thanksgiving?
Yeah. So go to Chris Kindle Mart and do all your shopping, and then grab some food, and then head to the Astra and check out a funny show.
But I really do think getting tickets ahead of time is a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
But you don't get those through the Astra, because this is the Jasper Community Arts running this program. How do you get tickets?
JasperArts.org/tickets.
Okay, and the best way is to do it online?
That's going to be the quickest, easiest way to do it.
Okay. Yeah. And you don't select your seats in this case because it's at the Astra.
Right, yeah, general admission, so you just need a ticket to get in the door, and then once you get in the door, you can pick whichever seat you want.
Okay, and I'm assuming you're probably not going to have seats, so you better get tickets now.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have another holiday show coming up. That will be in the auditorium.
Yes, yeah, so a bigger show out at the Jasper Arts Center, out there on the campus, and it's rockapella. So think acapella music, think rock and a little bit of a rock spice to it, and it's this group called Rockapella. It is all acapella, so there's no musical instruments and stuff, but these guys have been around for years and years and years, decades. Really some of the staple acapella groups that are still performing today, and so they're going to be a blast. They're going to come in and do a collection of holiday hits, maybe a little extra special stuff thrown in there as well, and it's going to be a really fun time.
And if you're thinking a rockapella rings a bell, if you're a child of the 90s and you remember Carmen Sandiego, Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, they did the theme to that.
They did the theme song to that. So whether you were a child of the 90s or you had a kid growing up in the 90s and you put that on the TV for them, that was them. And a lot of acapella groups today look back to them as sort of what inspired them to get into that as well. So it's going to be a really fun time, December 4th, 7:30 p.m. So it's going to be a great way to kick off December.
And it is a holiday show.
Yes.
Which makes it fun. For that reason as well.
So you get to hear your classics, your favorites, with an acapella twist. It's always fun to see what the human voice can do when you put a group of them together, and you've got to be the drums and the instruments, and you've got to be the bass, and you've got to carry this part. It's always fun to see what they can do.
That is in December. So
yes.
And again, same deal with the tickets.
Yeah.
There's a few tickets left. How do you get those tickets?
JasperArts.org/tickets.
Okay, and then from there, I guess you select the show that you want.
Yeah, all the shows that are still left are listed there. So Second City and Rockapella are going to be the first two on that list. And then you can select your tickets from there. Now with Rockapella, if you buy them online, it is going to ask you to pick specific seats. So you'll be able to see where those seats are at. But the shows are great because you can come, enjoy some of, we've got comedy with Second City. Rockapella is going to be an incredible music experience. And then, there are concessions available, food and drink at the Astra, drinks at the Jasper Arts Center. So, it's a whole experience really going into that.
And I guess in a way, drinks are somewhat new at the Art Center.
Yeah, in a way.
I guess you've always kind of had them in the lounge, but now you can buy a special cup and take it indoors.
You get a special cup. You can take it into the auditorium. The cup is great because it helps minimize spill, so you get your full drink, and then you can bring it back to other shows, and you get a price break on the actual cost of the drink. So it saves you a little money in the long run. You can take it in, sip it at your leisure, as opposed to trying to chug it down a few minutes before a show starts.
That's right.
Yeah.
The show's going to start quick. We got to.
It's not a good. You don't want to be chugging beer or wine 5 minutes before a show. You want to let it like wash over you during the show.
And if you go online, you can also see the shows that'll be coming up in the next year, 2023, up through
April. We got 6 shows. Yeah.
Can you do those off the top of your head?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Invoke is in January, followed by I know Rob. No, I got it. Invoke. We've got a full-scale production of The Three Musketeers by an incredible troupe of actors, so that's going to be awesome. That's in February. Also in February is a singer-songwriter out of Canada who goes by Royal Wood. He's incredible. He's going to be at the Astra. And then in March, we've got a pianist named Robin Spielberg, who actually has performed here before. She's an amazing musician. And then later in March, we have a full animal puppet the show called Dragons and Mythical Beasts. These are like full-scale dragon on the stage, roaring and breathing smoke and doing all kinds of really cool stuff. That show's going to be incredible. That's in March. And then in April, we've got Broadway stars Mandy Gonzalez and Javier Munoz coming in. Mandy originated a role in the Tony Award-winning In the Heights. She's one of the most acclaimed Elphabas that's been in Wicked on Broadway. She's played Angelica Schuyler in Hamilton most recently on Broadway. She's an incredible talent. And she's paired with Javier Munoz, who is basically back up to Lin-Manuel Miranda. So when Lin-Manuel Miranda stepped back from doing Hamilton or would take a night off, Javier Munoz was the guy through the whole thing. And the same with In the Heights, when Lin-Manuel wasn't in the Heights, Javier Munoz is his guy. So to be if Lin-Manuel Miranda, an incredible talent, is number 1, this is like 1A. Right? So having those two together it's going to be an awesome night.
And those tickets available
on jasperarts.org/tickets.
All right. And now, you also do visual arts.
We do.
We talk a lot about performing arts, but you do visual arts.
Yep.
So you have, and you've got so much more space now that you can do visual arts. I've been there several times to see some of the shows.
6,000 square feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're planning now for...
It's like more than 3 times my house.
And they're tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can put some stuff you normally couldn't put.
Yeah.
And what else is nice about it, it's so spread out, it's more like a gallery.
Oh, yeah.
Not that the other one wasn't like a gallery, but oftentimes
you have room to breathe.
Crowded. Yeah. And step back and look at something from a distance.
Take it all in.
So you're looking for artists to submit proposals for the...
For 2024. Okay. So the gallery exhibits go on a calendar year. The performance schedule is different just because in the summertime, a lot of musicians play outdoors, right? So performing arts centers don't usually book a whole lot over the course of the summer. Some do, most don't. But for the galleries, it's always indoors. So it goes off of a calendar year. It just makes things a little easier that way.
Okay, so you're looking at 2024.
Correct.
You're needing people now who would like to display that.
In 2024.
What sort of artist are we talking about?
We'll take all.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're
visual arts.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're a sculptor, if you're a painter, you do assemblage, you do collage, you do 3D, 2D. I mean, you name it. We want you to submit. There's a couple of things. Obviously, when you start getting into like physical limitations of the space, there are some things we just can't accommodate. But we always encourage people. It's free to submit. There's no cost other than taking some time to do that. But submit, and then we review it. We have our staff and committee of professional working artists that review all of these submissions, and then they come to a consensus as to who we want to invite to exhibit in the space. So we always encourage people to submit, even if they're not sure if it's a good fit for the space, because you never know. We do invite some specific folks. If we're just really taken with an artist and their particular work, we might invite them specifically to exhibit. But otherwise, it's an open call and there's no cost. And that it's open now, and we'll accept submissions all the way through, I think, end of January, early February. And then we'll get together as a group and we'll look at all those submissions. I think last year, during the call, I think we had more than 100 submissions. And we only have, I think, like 13 or 15 spots to fill.
Yeah, and you don't always just have one artist showing. it'll be multiple artists who will show. You may have a display by one artist, but then in another room you have something else.
Yeah, so the 6,000 square feet is not just one gallery. It's 3 separate exhibit spaces. And so what we'll have in 2024, we're taking solo and group shows. So maybe you're like, well, I only have 10 pieces. That's not enough. Well, I'll get a couple other people together and submit as a group, and then we can consider that as well. Okay. And we've taken that too. We've taken folks who have submitted individually and thought, well, we really want to pair them with this person, and we've worked with them to put a show together that way too.
All right, so if you know of someone who has visual arts, they should be contacting the Jasper Arts community.
Yeah, and I will add, for almost every show, not all of them, but for almost every show, we do offer an honorarium, so paying the artist for exhibiting. It's not a huge amount, but it's a little bit, which can help with some of the shipping or costs. And then if the artist is wishing to, we do sell artwork. And so it is a way to get folks to see your work, maybe sell some work. We only take a 30% commission right now, so 70% of that sale is going to go back to the artist, which is more than what most galleries are going to give to the artist. So, it benefits the artist too.
What are the hours of the gallery?
Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday 10 to 2, and Sunday noon to 3.
All right. Kyle, thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Exciting things happening with Jasper Arts, and now located in the Tim Clark Cultural Center. But remember, the auditorium still has the big performer series, and the backstage series shows are all there. Yep. Thank you for watching. Kyle, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Have a great day. This is WJTS, where local people watching local people.